That does seem to have worked, actually. That's good. That's very good indeed. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live stream. No, this is not my intro. This isn't an intro. It's just something I say. I just happen to say that every time, but it's not actually an intro. Anyway, you can't see my face. Sorry, one moment. Face cam, please cooperate with me here, please. Yes, thank you. I saw it already. Thank you. Hello. There's my wave. Hello there. Welcome to a live stream, as I said. We've got Kangofango in chat, of course, myself. We've got Shardice. Camera needs to be fixed, tested. Yes, it is. Thank you very much for letting me know. Anyway, yes, so today, what we're streaming is Unity 3D and Blender, and probably some Aseprite as well. This is Project Froghop. I started this in October 2020. It is a Nintendo 64-esque, so a bit like that, like sort of retro 3D platformer-esque 3D platformer. And the sort of quirk with it is that you don't just walk around normally and jump. It's not a normal move set, but rather you've just got one. You can look around, and then you've just got one jump, whatever direction you're facing. So if you jump forward, so up and forward basically, and so yeah, like a frog. And that was the idea behind the game. And it's been 5 years. It's still its very early stages. I mean, I did voice act a bit myself for some of the characters. I don't know if that's going to be final. Probably not. Don't know about voice actors at all. There's still many question marks with this game. Just questions I don't know the answers to. Like what the actual game is gonna be. Like it was meant more as a test bed, more as a sort of thing where I can like build my coding skills and stuff like that. Because I know next to nothing about coding itself. I've barely ever done it. I know very little. So that was the main thought behind this project. So I don't know if it's going to get finished. Honestly, I don't know. I hope so one day, but I honestly don't know. Currently, I don't have the time to work on it. And yeah, so I just thought it'd be fun to work on it on this stream, because I do have something to do. I have drawn a map, and I thought we could do some Blender work and extend it a bit. I could perhaps show what I've already got here. But yeah, again, I don't have any sort of big plans for the game currently. So yeah, time will tell if this project will ever properly take off. Proper development is gonna go into it. We don't know. I don't know yet. So yeah, just so you know before we get going. So with that out of the way, just gonna show you a bit. So this is the Area 0 scene, basically. So there's Fabian the Frog. You may already know him from, if you're in my server, my Discord server, you may already know him from the emojis, because there's like this shocked face when his mouth is really wide open. I screenshotted that and cut it out, and I added that as an emoji on my server, and that got used quite a bit. So you may already know him from that. This is what I made the character for. It's like a player character, Fabian the Frog. And that's his house right here. It's also kind of in the shape of a frog. It's sort of a wattle and daub house with straw, with thatched roof. And you can even go inside. And yeah, it's very much inspired by N64 platformers, and like maybe PS1 as well. Like sort of that era of platformers. Like so like late 90s sort of graphics, which I realize is maybe a bit better graphics in some certain parts. Like these book covers are quite high resolution, maybe a bit unrealistic for that, but it's more inspired by the time. It's not actually for N64 hardware or anything like that. It's just inspired by it because I do really like that sort of art style where it's like low poly models and blurry textures where it's left up to the imagination. Like a lot of the textures, like what they actually portray is left up to the imagination. So that's also, I think, a reason why like scary things in older video games where you just imagine the details, why that can sometimes be scarier than if it's all HD and like 8K textures or whatever. Of course not always, but that's, I think, just in my opinion, I think it can help in certain cases if there's less detail, if it's like N64 styled, for example. But yeah, anyway, not to drift too far off course here. Yeah, there's Fabian's house right here. Fabian's house, there's the bed, there's a little jack-in-the-box, like a frog-in-the-box thing, which I animated. All of this, I modeled all of this myself over the years. So yeah, little animation there. But yeah, I did. Yeah, there's also some interaction points where if the E at the bottom there is sort of flashing. I don't know how loud the game is, if you can hear it properly. I hope you can. I don't actually know. Hold on. I'll quickly have a listen. No, hold on. I'll quickly have a listen. No, hold on. I don't know, actually. It's okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so yeah, I did record some voice lines for this myself. So, for example, if you go to this sort of this tank engine model down there, like a train model, if you press E, he says something about it. Like in a point-and-click game, for example, if you click on something, either you talk with someone, like if you click on another NPC in like Sam & Max Hit the Road or whatever, like Sam & Max game, just as an example, you talk with them, or if you click on closet or whatever, they say something about it. And I really like that part of point-and-click games, and so I wanted to have something like that in this as well. So here I just made it so that if you press E, like it's just a conversation basically that it starts, but with yourself, where it's just your own thoughts instead of going back and forth. I may change this though, because here it is like it's only this one. Like it would be more versatile, the system, if you could actually click on a certain thing. If you could like hold middle mouse and then click on something, like have a cursor appear, so you can inspect a certain thing in this box. I don't know yet if I'll do that. Like if I end up doing that, I have no idea. But if I press E here, he says something about it.
It's a little tank engine. Quite a quaint little contraption, is it not?
Yeah. Like that sort of stuff. And there's quite a bit of voice lines already, which I know maybe a bit early, but yeah, there's this little furnace there, some paintings, grandfather clock, this sailboat in a like snow globe thing, which actually the water actually stays upright in it. There's books, there's a piano.
This is my piano, and that's a score I've composed. Hold on, I think I've still got this.
Yeah, never actually. There's no song currently, but yeah. Also, I made this so, like in old games, where if another scene gets loaded, they often have this, so like 2D, sort of 2D screenshot of the outside, and I didn't need to do this. I could have easily. Well, actually, I don't know. I just really like how that looks. Because it's like meant to look real, but it's like, yeah, well, I just like it. I just like how that looks. Anyway, it's like a billboard. You won't be like, yeah, you won't be able to clip through the camera. You just can currently, but yeah. Chat says, read my lips. Yes, I can't pick that up. Yeah, and the whimpering starts. Oh, is he smelting up some smooth stone? You could think so, yeah. But yeah, so we head out here. I planned, like just in my thoughts, I planned to have to have like an opening cutscene here where it's nighttime and stuff like that. I already planned it out. I've not actually done it, but this bit I have planned out where you get a cutscene where you get a letter from the Royal Smail system. So it's basically snail mail, but it's Royal Smail because it's Royal Mail parody thing. Anyway, it gives you a letter and this stuff happens for the game to start, like before the game starts, basically. Yeah, and there's a thing where the grandfather clock actually isn't Fabian's, and he just, basically, I'll make it just quickly show this. So, very quickly, before we actually get started on the work, I'll just show this. This isn't really spoilers at all. It's literally right at the end, right at the start of the game. Sorry. If you speak with the clock, right here, grandfather clock, and the handles do actually move the hands. Anyway, if you speak with it, you listen.
I don't need to worry about time. That's what the clock's for. Funny story. I actually nicked it at an auction 2 years back. Shock! Horror! I know. But that fox of an auctioneer totally stole it from somewhere else beforehand. And you know what they say? Never give your monetary support to thievery. Especially when grandfather clocks are involved. Besides, no one else showed up to that auction anyway. I'm sure he was happy to get rid of it. And also, I did put out a missing poster for this clock,
which we saw.
So if whoever originally owned it sees the poster and wants it back, they'll know who to contact. But for now, I'm very blitheful with it being in my possession.
Yeah. So yeah, grandfather clock isn't his. He basically nicked it, basically stole it, but he said that whoever auctioned it off did steal it from somewhere else beforehand, so it's not really that. That's like his excuse. It's like it's not really stealing if someone else already stole it before, sort of thing. That's at least his thought process behind it. But he did put out a missing poster for the clock. Right here. Is this your clock? Contact Fabian. It's also waving in the wind, as you can see. Anyway. Sharaday says, is the snail animated at a snail's pace? That's funny. Yeah, that's a character I haven't rigged yet, to give a candid answer. Yeah, you come out here, and then there's Madeline Marshfield here. Muskrat character, which I have rigged and animated, just like Fabian right here. You can go over here, and there's a bunch of areas. The sounds aren't final. Nothing's final, pretty much. Of course. Yeah, here I like these like swirly particles. I thought I haven't implemented this yet, but this like meant to be like a portal thing where if you jump in the water anywhere, you're supposed to be set back to wherever you jumped from. However, if you jump in that specific area, you're supposed to be it's supposed to be like a trigger where it loads another map instead, but that's not set up yet. That's just an idea I had in the particle system basically at the moment. But yeah, there's a pipe again, and you basically gotta like the longer you hold space for, the further you're gonna jump. So you kind of gotta get a feel for how long you hold the button for, like how long you want to jump, that sort of thing. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, you can talk to the NPCs as well, and I won't show everything because that's just going to take ages. Even though there's not much here, it is going to take ages because there is, a lot of small things already done, but yeah, still the game isn't far from being a game yet, if that makes sense. But yeah, anyway, it's more like a tech demo at this point, if even that. Anyway, jump to the pipe here. Jump over there. There's another scene. And we jump over here. Yeah, that's also a point where I may add more branching paths at that like little almost pond roundabout thing. Anyway, not sure if that's the right thing to call it, but yeah. And there's Fred the Garial postman. Fred Gatred. Yeah, he's also rigged and animated.
Hello? Why, who said that?
Yeah.
Oh, hi there, little guy. Thank goodness you came, mate. So I've got this letter to deliver to the old tower, but I can't possibly get up to it.
Yeah, that sort of stuff where he wants, like, it's like a quest basically where talks to you. Well, I won't show the entire conversation that I've typed out and scripted out. I say like actual script, like dialogue script I meant. I won't show everything because, yeah, again, it's just going to take time, eat up time. Because I did want to work on this a bit. But yeah, basically wants you to deliver a letter up here because he can't reach up here himself being a Garial. And there's like out shopping, there's like an old lantern tower here where there's an inhabitant that's currently shopping, and so he delivered the letter, and then I did, yeah, also you can't, apparently. Yeah, that's a bit, yeah, anyway. There was supposed to be an area here where it doesn't save your previous jumping from position. So if you land somewhere along the lower edge here and then you can't like get back, so it doesn't save it, so it reverts to the previous position, like that sort of thing. That doesn't work yet. So start with that. Anyway, here there's supposed to be a boulder behind him, and it is here as well, but I just disabled it for now so I can actually get back here, just while developing it. Anyway, it's another little area here with a reed thing, well, grass. Well, I don't know what you call it really, but go through here. This also lacks a lot of detail. I probably will add some more plants and maybe boulder models, rock models. And here's supposed to be another one of those portal things where if you jump in there, it should transition to another scene where it's a cave thing where you can, would like catapult you out of another water pool in a cave, and you can explore the cave and like get collectibles. Yeah, that's an idea at the moment. Also, go back here. Also, happy summer solstice, by the way, 21st of June today. Yeah, if you jump through there, this is supposed to be like a mud pit thing, where if you stand on here for longer, you slowly sink down. You're also not supposed to be that able to jump that far. Currently, it's just ground that looks like mud, kind of, but it doesn't act as mud yet. But yeah, it is supposed to eventually. Back there is a tree, if you can see that, like a really big tree in the distance. And if you go through here, there's the last thing I'll show off the map here. Oh, it's just stuck here. Yeah, there's another thing. If it ever so slightly slides, then it doesn't exit the flying animation thing. If you're not completely stationary. Yeah, which can be a bit buggy at times. It should, like, if you're underneath a certain speed, it should just set the speed to 0, to be honest, but yeah, not yet. Yeah, he has like pollen almost, like pollen, subtle pollen particle. Yeah, there's the tree, and eventually there's supposed to be like a pickup here as well. Like a swamp olive or something. And yeah, here, actually, I think that works already, yeah. So here you can get back if you properly jump. If I don't make it, I can just exit play mode and show you, because I don't want this to take ages. But just to get back, because you did fall down before. To get back, I won't do that. Basically, to get back, hold on, one moment. Yeah, it's supposed to jump on those stone pillars and then up here and then through there and then get out again. Anyway, so that's the game so far. Like all of what you just saw, apart from some more like dialogue bits, which, yeah, I mean that's just dialogue. That's the entire game so far. So practically nothing really. Emichu, hello, sorry I'm late. Look at them froggy booty cheeks. Hello. Yes, hello, Emichu. Welcome. yeah, there's a bit of my own voice acting in this, as I showed at the beginning. Yeah, but I'll just show one more. If you go to the furnace here, if you talk to the furnace, which is just him saying stuff about it.
Swamps are nice and all, but even I enjoy the warmth of a fire sometimes. It's surprisingly cozy, actually.
Yeah. There's an old radio back there and a grandfather clock and all that. Anyway. Yeah. Right, so what we're going to do today. So I'm going to show you. I'll see here's an unused map right here. It doesn't. This is what I wanted the sort of first area to look like. I went for a much smaller design in the end because it's a lot less overwhelming, but yeah, this is the initial version. Anyway, doesn't matter. So what are we doing today? So I did sketch out a map ages ago, like digitally sketch it out. I'll quickly get it. Just quickly switch screens. Don't know where it is exactly, but I'm sure I'll find it very quickly. Yeah, one moment. It's not the storyboards. Hold on. Hold on. Well, very quickly. Map. We'll just quickly rechat actually. How cute. Can you only move via jumping? Currently, yes. Yeah. That is the whole thing with the game, where it's not a regular 3D platform moveset, but rather just jumping forwards, and you, however long you hold the jump button for, the longer you jump. Of course, there's a limit to it, but that is the sort of character movement quirk with it, so it's not just typical 3D platform stuff. I do want to add more moves as well in the future, where maybe like a grapple move or something. I haven't implemented that yet. I wouldn't know how to even start with that. But yeah, I do want some other moves as well, but not your typical walking around, at least. Shardis says, yep, the longer you hold space, the further you jump. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I made you, ooh, opening a package RL. And it's got one of those nice magnetic doors so you can see the product in full with info on this inside flap. Ooh, love that when little extra details considered. Very classy. Ooh, nice. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, I'll quickly, I know you can't see it yet. I want to see how far you can jump, how small you can jump was. Sure. Sure. I just, one second, what, a map. What was it called? I will show you, I think area 2 probably. Because that's the area 2 map. Huh. Oh, I think it was in the storyboards actually, hold on. I think it was, after all. Maybe? It's been so long. Has it? Is it? No, I'll show you. Actually, it is here. It's right here. Good. I found it. Good, I found it. Okay, right, I'll show you now. And yeah, of course, this may be tweaked still in the future. I don't, it's just right now where it is. So, smallest jump you can do, literally that. Tiny jump. Longest jump you can do currently is that. Yeah. So yeah, between that you have to time your jumps, currently at least. And here it's like safe as like, I'm not sure how well this will work, but there's like meant to be like a sort of like a training ground here, like the very first area where you can already like practice jumping just on those like stone tiles here. I don't know how well that'll actually be communicated to the player, or how, it's not that important, but it's like an optional challenge if you want to just try just landing on the stone tiles. But yeah. Anyway, oh, that's fun. A nice little gimmick makes it unique. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Okay, so storyboard. Yeah, I did do sort of 6, I think, yeah, 6 storyboards for what's going to happen. But yeah, there's just loads of text here. It doesn't really matter that much. Anyway, the important thing is the map here. Like, there's meant to be the collectibles around. The green stuff is what I've already built. So you can see that's the little watery area, look, with a lily pad in the center, like a really small watery area where you can jump. And then get to this bit, which is this bit. Oh, sorry, that's not that bit. Hold on. Sorry, this bit here, with a tower and where the Garial is. That's him right there. This is like a boulder, like there's a boulder where there's like a blocked off path where after you help him with a quest, like a mini quest thing, this opens up and you're able to go back here. This is meant to be like a connection where it teleports you to another scene, into the cave bit with a collectible. This is like a swampy, like a mud bit. Was muddy bit, mud pit thing. Meant to be, at least. And this bit right here is what I haven't done yet, with like a fallen tree branch, really big one, like a fallen tree trunk rather, like shrubs around, and there's like trees. Like I want to model a 3D tree as well. And there's like back here, there's supposed to be like a path with a hill, and like another mud pit here, a tree, and another house for another NPC, where then continues. That's the plan so far. So currently there is a boulder here. It's just off currently. There's a boulder. Just so you can get back here. And here it's supposed to like open up back there and then head to the tree trunk, which is not done yet, but yeah, that's the plan right now. So just get the level blend file. It's the right Blender version. Hold on. But yeah. Let's just see how we continue. Come on. Okay. Right. So here we are in Blender. Yeah, these white things here, these are invisible walls. They're just not invisible in Blender, but they are invisible in Unity. So yeah, you can see it's just invisible walls. It's like 2D tree planes. That's the water isn't. Sorry. Okay. Right. Yeah, the water isn't in Blender. Yeah, that's just added in Unity. Even the tower isn't in Blender. Anyway, so to continue on, actually that's the wrong, is that the wrong material? No, it's just the roughness. I don't know, it's rendering a bit, oddly, the cliff. I don't know what's wrong with that. It looks ever so slightly different here. Oh, cliff fade. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway. I may just get the... I may just get the map. Actually, have I exported them? Storyboards? I didn't. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. Well, it does kind of. So, very quickly, I'll just get a screenshot of it to actually use as a reference while I'm building it. And just so it's easier, because Pixelmator likes to autosave, but apparently that doesn't... Something doesn't work with that currently. Anyway, doesn't... Anyway, I'll just quickly save it, so I've got it as a reference. Then we can just switch back and forth. Right. Okay. Oop, it's black. It's black. Screen's black. Hold on very quickly. I know it is. Here we are. Okay. Right, there's the reference picture. We're right here currently in Blender. Right here. There's a little bit. And actually it's orange like that. And yeah, we're gonna continue building this way. So how do I want this to continue? I think, yeah, let's get rid of this invisible wall for now. And even this one, even this wall. I don't want another hole to jump through, basically. I don't want, there's a lot of them here, but I do want this to sort of open up a bit more. With the tree trunk as well. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Check doc, jumpy. Yeah, it was Pixelmator Pro. About not being able to autosave for some reason. Anyway. Thank you still for letting me know. Sorry. Okay. Right. I'll need to re-unwrap all this anyway, because, yeah, changes to the geometry are bound to happen this stage, so, yeah. It looks a bit strange currently, but that is to change. It's been ages since I've streamed Blender. Was it to model that? No, it was a human fall flat stream where I was working on my human fall flat level. That's my last stream Blender. Was 2022, I believe. Okay. The waterways level, yeah. Okay, yeah, we've got to extend this so there's a path that branches out, basically. Now we've got to get a tree trunk in as well, which I may just use a placeholder texture. I don't know yet. I do have a wood texture already. I'm not sure if that is going to fit properly. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Although I'll quickly unwrap these parts just so they look nicer. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just if it looks good, that's enough. It doesn't need to perfectly align with the edges. Like, yeah, that's fine. That's fine for this. Yeah, sure. That looks okay. Actually, I think this might be the wrong way around, is it? Yes, it is. It totally is. Hold on. Yeah, this needs to be flipped. There we go. Because the cliffy bit of the fading texture has to be at the bottom. Or at least should be at the bottom. Anyway. Yeah. That's good. Getting there, getting there. Okay, so. Yeah, I've never streamed this before, development of this game. I've streamed, I've showcased my Time Wanderer game, like the other 3D platformer. The more conventional 3D platform in terms of player movement that has started back in 2018 with James Jones and all that, and the Time Machine. I just showcased a few parts of that many years ago. But yeah, I did also stream Blender when I modeled some objects for OMSI2 Bus Simulator. I modeled a swing. I modeled a lighthouse first, model swing set sometime after. This should all be cliff to grass. Okay. Sure, is the contents of your package either cosplay or has been related? Imichu? No. Haha, no. Yeah. Your loss, I guess. Anyway. Don't know if that was a reference. Something else. Was it worth a shot? Sorry, I'll just read chat here. It's gonna be easier. Sorry. First time ordering something expensive from the site, aka 30 quid. And the difference in packaging quality is amazing. You feel like it's worth the money. That's good. Yeah. I'm glad it feels that way, at least. I don't know if it is, of course. But yeah, the least thing they can do is make it feel like it's worth the money. I don't know what it is. But yeah. Also, these bits don't need to worry about UVs at all with this part, with these parts, because these are going to be invisible anyway. So this is fine. But yeah. Look at that. We've already got a sort of no, look at that. It's already in the game. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so right. So we've laid the groundwork for what's to come next. So basically this opens up now. So here I've had it curve around a bit before coming to this log, which I do like the idea of. For some reason I did picture this being like, there's the log being right here, but no, that's not how I initially drew it. And it doesn't have to be, of course, but I'm distorting the UVs already. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that much. Maybe just have a little bit of a more stony ridge here before transitioning into grass again. Oh, that's all the way around. No, don't want that. Don't want that. 1 second. I'll read chat very soon. Oh, by the way, Jay is now officially a young leader, so we've had the Queen's blessing to talk to him outside of sessions. Lovely. Fairy lights are on. Nice, well done for them. Yes, indeed. I'm really happy to hear that. Yeah. Would be fun to catch up sometime, maybe in a group DM, who knows. But I don't know. Possibly sometime in the future. Okay, what do we do here? Thin this up, this bit up a bit. You can say thicken it up. You can say thin it up as well. Why not? Right. This needs to be cliff fade. Well, not cliff fade because that's too black. We cliff to grass. Or dirt to cliff, really. I may have this dirt, actually. It's a good idea. Actually, I thought it was a good idea, but the texture is a little bit big. Don't know how to really handle that. Yeah, that doesn't really look that good. I may just have this bit dirt and then just have that be the fade. Yes, that already looks a lot better. Maybe. J or the fairy lights? Both. Yeah. Funny. Both. Both is good. I know I'm technically not qualified to make that reference, but yeah, I've not seen the movie. Do I like the shape of this? I don't know. It's a bit wide. I don't really want this to be that wide. Yeah, that's better. Is this good? How would this feel? Not certain, not very certain indeed. Yeah, I think a bit thinner is good. Because we've had the wide bit before, and then to have this be a bit thinner might be nicer. Sorry, 1 second. You seen that? No! Gasp! On the list. Shall it be? Yes, please, if you could. Which one, sorry? Road to El Dorado, yeah. Shock. I don't know it, but if it's really good, sure. It's a DreamWorks movie that's actually 2D animated, which is pretty rare. I think it's their last 2D animated movie, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, because they've gone all full CGI as far as I know. Also, I apparently forgot to move this vertex. That's better. Also, you picked a movie at Kananalango. No, I would have told you if I had. I haven't yet. I know I'm supposed to. I know I should. I know I really should. Yeah. I will do. Does this look good or not? I mean, with most of the other ones, I guess it's just a question of, okay, which one am I most interested in knowing? Because like all of the other ones right now are ones I haven't seen yet at all. So I don't know how interesting I'll find them when I've actually watched them. But the fact that they're on the list already is a sign that they're good movies, of course. Of course, it's subjective, but yeah, I just need to choose, basically. That's what I'm saying. Right, Cliff to Grass, unwrap that. Is that? No, it's the wrong way. There we go. That's done it. That's good, that's good, that's good. Okay, turn that round. That's decent, I guess. Maybe we should unwrap these at the end. I don't know. I feel there's a lot of times, it's taking a lot of time just unwrapping these bits, which I'm gonna have to unwrap again anyway. Probably. I need to add a cut here as well. Or like that. Sure. Sure, why not? Yeah, this is distorted now. It just is. As is this. That's throwing around. That's okay, I guess. Okay, I mean that's, well, okay, next thing we'll do is model the tree trunk. Also, if you can hear music in the background, that is outside my control. It's not my music. It's just people outside. Not right outside, but just in the town somewhere. having a fun time with music, I guess. Like a literal fun time, I guess. I don't know. Okay, this looks a bit odd. How do I fade this out properly? I guess it's just... No, it's the wrong way. Maybe like that. Sort of. That's okay. This as well, it's sort of got us faded in properly. Yeah. Not that convinced, but yeah, that's, I guess, decent for now. Switch back. Body continues. Look at that. Nice. Right, chat. So thank you for banning that bot, by the way. Babbling Central. Anyway. Sorry. Charlotte says, I don't know about Kanga, but I've got a few contestants for what I'd like to watch in a fortnight, assuming everyone's okay with them. Not going to share that yet, though, as I've not concluded my thinking yet. Oh, watch, okay. What I'd like to watch, yeah. Now on the list, I don't have any movies on the list except for Airplane 2, so that's a no. Please no 1980s ones. Nom, ate them. I hope it tasted good. I guess it's probably going to taste robotic. Shadows is typing a long message, I can feel it. One can feel such things sometimes. Okay, so. Oh, here we go. Whatever I will propose will be either a film that is very special to me or one that I think is just really, really good, irrespective of the year it happened to be made in. With that being said, I do enjoy variety, so my next pick suggestion will be different from what I chose before. That's fair. Variety's good. Yeah, personally, just speaking personally, I mean, I don't remember ever choosing, like, if I wanted to watch something, I don't remember ever choosing whatever I watch based on the year it was made in. I realized that with with some movies, like especially live action movies, well, yeah, like they are, like, so with some of them you do realize they're off their time, basically, where certain trends were popular in movies back in a certain decade, and then if you watch multiple movies from that decade, then those sort of trends or themes are likely to pop up again, or like sometimes that is a thing. I realize that, but yeah, I've personally never really chosen a movie based on, okay, I want to watch a movie from the 1960s and then look through those movies. Like I've never done that. But yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I am looking forward to it as well. I still gotta choose. Also, I quickly need to, actually, do I? No, I quickly need to get the wood texture. One moment. I'll switch back soon. One moment. Okay, that's my projects. There's my project. Assets. I want to get to textures. There it is. W. Wood, I think this one. Yeah. That's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'll switch screens again. Here we are. Okay, there's the wood texture. Why does it look... Oh, proportional editing fall off. No, I didn't mean to change that. No, it's shade smooth. That's what I wanted. Yeah, this doesn't really fit. I need to make a new texture. Maybe today, who knows? But I need to make a new texture for this. Because that's like for wooden furniture and things. Anyway. Thank the Lord. I'm personally not a big fan of classics. I never live up to expectations.
Depends on expectations.
AKA Ghostbusters, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future, etc, etc.
I'd say that's more about how you expect yourself to react to the film rather than what the film itself is like. And I think that can apply to any well-known media.
That's fair. Yeah, I need two different textures. I need the end bit for the well, I don't know if you're gonna see that really, but I need a main wood texture. Then I need a wood end texture, like a circular tree trunk thing. Anyway, Aseprite. Let's do some Asepriting. Just so we have textures. It's a 64 by 64. We'll enable the tile mode so you can properly see where it looks like. Many times, like if you scale down the texture, it's going to loop a lot of times. Child mode, there we go. So I'm thinking a darker brown. Sort of like that, maybe. Yeah, I think that looks good. And then like some diagonal, well not diagonal, but like some straight lines through it to give it some texture. And you can see you can draw like on the tile where it repeats. It's just one texture. It's just in this little bit here. Well, not that bit, but in this sort of square here, and it automatically puts it next to each other, so you can see how it looks tiled, which is a really good feature. I wish Pixelmator Pro had it. It doesn't, but as far as I know. But oh well. Yeah, basically just some horizontal lines. An art stream now. I guess it was before too, but more like a traditional art stream, what you'd like think of, like drawing stuff. This looks a bit odd. This doesn't really scream wood currently. Not particularly, at least. I might get the spray brush out. Maybe? Don't know if that makes it better or not. We can try to have it in. It could be the structure of the bark actually. I thought maybe that might be good. Anyway, so a bit of darker texture. Maybe from well, this. Well, a darker one now. Oh wow, that helped. That actually helped quite a bit. I wasn't certain on this before, but yeah, this looks... Yeah, I can see this looking good. Don't know if it will yet. I've not actually seen it in the world yet, but that looks decent, I think. Maybe, who knows? Right, I'm just quickly gonna save the texture. I don't know what it'll display. Hold on. Yeah, good thing I switched. Hold on. I'll just quickly, I need to navigate to the project. One moment. Assets, textures, wood underscore tree trunk 01. Yeah, Aseprite file, and then the export the text. Well, just save as text in the PNG. Yeah. Okay, we've saved it. I'll re-chat. Yeah, first hour gone already. Wow. I'll re-chat and then we'll do the sort of end bit texture, like the slice through wooden branch, wooden trunk texture anyway. I'll re-chat now before we do that. Nah, it's the film itself. People are clouded by nostalgia glasses. The effects were so good. The acting was amazing. And you're sat there like, even for the times, WTF is this? I've only rarely had that experience myself, but I know what you mean. Also, if they haven't watched it for a long time, memories are fickle, as we have recently been made aware, so they amp it up in their minds. A personal experience, so you know I'm not being bishy. That show I sent you the clips from a while back, I remember the acting and effects being much better, but seeing it now, I admit it's cringy, but in a fun way. And another, an animated TV show I watched religiously as a kid. I remember the VAing being perfect, voice acting being perfect, and the songs really well produced. Nope, it's trash. Oh yeah, of course, perspective changes as you grow and gain more experience. So it's best to look back at what you're watching, So it's best to look back at what you're willing to share and see if it still lives up to expectations. Goes for me also. I get the Kaba voice. Ooh. Of course. XD. I don't know where that came from, really. Do not know where that came from. Anyway. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I agree as well. If you have the time to rewatch it back, then it is probably a good thing to do that before. Like, if it's been a long time since you've seen it, if you were like 5 or whatever, just extreme example, of course, but if you were 5 when you last saw it and you remember it being really good, and then you watch it with someone else and then it's like not really that good, yeah. Better to rewatch it first, but yeah, I get what you mean. Right. That so squishes it. Don't want it squished. Yeah, this should be straightened out. Just the mesh of it has to be straight. In this case, it has to, for it to work properly, for it to not be distorted, like it literally has to be straight. There we go. Even here, it's still a little bit stretchy, I guess. Let's fix that. Yeah, that looks possible. Looks okay. Does it look like wood? I don't know. Maybe if I add like a thing sticking out, like a little branch, a broken off branch, then it's gonna look a lot better. I can already tell. And I will have that. But yeah, let's do this texture first. Might be actually a bit too big of a canvas for it. I don't know. Maybe this color. I like this color. Alter chat. 'Cause I'm rootin' tootin'. Gasp. Bent erasure. Maybe some green on the top to look like mouse. Good idea. I don't know if I do as a separate texture or a separate mesh, maybe. It would be a separate texture. Don't know if I want that on the same mesh or not, but it's a good idea. I'll do some. I might do that off stream. I don't know. Don't really have the time to work on this off stream, as I said, but it's a good idea to keep in mind. How bright do I want this? This should be good. Okay. Let's do. Actually, we'll do layers. We'll do layers. Like these outer bits won't really be visible that much at all, ever. But yeah, we need some rings, definitely. You can't have a tree trunk without rings. Is this centered? I can't tell. Oh, that's weird. Okay, that's gotta be another layer. It has to be. At this point, it just has to be. Okay, let's do the same size and then let's actually manually scale it down a bit. If it lets me. That's kind of a bit barked. Because I'm trying to scale down a 1 pixel thing. And this texture doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, it's just gonna sort of look like it's gonna look. Maybe some irregularity is good, actually. Doesn't have to be 100% symmetrical. I know. It's shameful to not have symmetry in your textures, allegedly. But I don't know, it can add life to it. Actually, this it's kind of too symmetrical. Like, it's not symmetrical, but it still looks. I don't know. I'm not sure if it looks intentionally not symmetrical, which I don't know. Maybe if there were larger chunks / scales of bark, because the frog is pretty and small, and so you'd see those chunks. Pretty and small. Yeah, true. Good free photos. Yeah, I like that. You can put in rulers in the middle of the image and then draw out the circle from that center using modifier key, combination, not sure which case. Yeah, that's fair. Thank you for the advice. I don't want it to be completely symmetrical, because it's just gonna look too perfect, like in a literal sense. Not in a pretentious way, but like literally too perfect of a circle for it to look natural. Maybe. That kind of looks good. If I add some more text, like more literal texture to it, that might be something one could work with. Yeah, the scale, like bark scales, that's a good idea. I'll try that too. Okay, let's do this first though. So let's do a bit of spraying. That's the wrong color. That's too much of a difference. Let's try sort of like, well, it's still too, just a bit of texture, put a bit of texture in there. And these like outer bits should be at the top. Yeah, like that. A little bit of wood grain, as one says. That already looks better. Then beneath all that, I'll have another slightly dark, even darker layer. I think the contrast between the two colors isn't really enough. Color, replace color. Can we get a color picker? Hold on, we'll try that again. Oh, RGB color maybe? Anyway, replace color, let's try that again. It's gotta be a color picker, right? Mask, oh. It's been a while since I've used this, hold on. I'll try just picking the color like that. Maybe copying the hex. Yeah, there we go. It's bound to have worked, hopefully. Right, and now try that again. Yeah, there we go. Same thing, only darker, please. Yeah. Looks good. These outer bits won't really be visible ever. So I don't know if I want to detail those, or if it's really necessary for them to be more detailed than they are. I'll select them. I'll just do some really broad detailing, I guess. Just for there to be something, if it is ever visible. Why not? I'll rechat soon. Yeah, I like that. Tree trunk 01 end, I guess. Don't know if that's the best name for it, but that's the name for it currently. Right. It's off center. EO. Oh, smiley. Layer. It only works on selected layer, I think. Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, okay, I'll put those chunks in as well. Currently, do I have the edge split? Yeah, I do. Let's make these sharp, so there's a bit of a sharp end. And then let's actually add the material in and then see what it looks like. And this might mess things up in Unity, adding new materials like this. We'll see if it does. And then how tricky it's going to be to fix that. Well, we'll see. It's probably not going to be that tricky. Look at that. There we go. Yeah, it is off center, I know, but it is supposed to look natural as well. And I don't necessarily dislike it being off center just because it's off center. Yeah, like that. That's more like it. Kind of. I may actually hold on. Yes, I may actually hold on. Aseprite. Yeah, eye twitch, just for your information. Oh, I see. Yeah, it was like a squinting eye, I thought, but yeah, makes sense. Another for the catalog. Another for the catalog. Yes. Don't make me get well as near. No, do make them get well as near. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind, honestly. I know the symmetry thing. But yeah, having me, like, it's not a bad thing. If Willis is here. But like nature, like if you go outside, if you look at nature, it's not going to be symmetrical, is it? Do you know what? Yeah, we need to make it a bit smaller. Yeah, I know. I'm not sure how long it's going to take if I try your method, Sharda, as we just said, with the rulers. I may just do this quickly. Also, I need to replace the background color bits to match the side log texture, because here just basically just shows any old brown, but that it doesn't really fit next to the other. So yeah. I ate one, but don't make me the streamer too. Maybe have the outside of the cross section be the same colour as the bark, as you'd be seeing it from the side. Yes, exactly. That's what I meant. I may not have said that at that point when you send the message, but yes, I do intend to do this. Oh, it's just taking ages. Hold on. Yeah, there needs to be some wiggle room. Okay, that's good. Let's get this out. Then this as the base color. Is that gonna keep it? Yeah, it is. Brilliant. So it's this bit. Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, hold on. I'll remove those parts. It's fine if there's like a little bits of other color as well in there, because it's gonna look natural in the end. It is, and in a good way, I mean. I think at least. So yeah, we'll just try it out. Just some of these other colors in there. Bit of a dark color, yes. Let's try it. Let's try it. Very good. Let's lighter one. Spray it on there. Let's see what this looks like. Can't really tell like this. You just see it in the game. At least not onto edge. Sorry. I'll eat the world. Oh, there's a picture of you then. Terraria fandom, each of the worlds. Spoilers. Tremors, I think. Looks like Tremors. If so, you look gorgeous. Doxby. Fabulous, turned off. Pity. Okay, let's try this. We'll just see what it looks like. Reload, please. Yeah. Okay, that's a lot better already. That is a lot better. That's so good. That's really good, actually. I like that. I like that. Yeah. why not? 2142, 2219. Are you keeping a logbook? R.I.P. How long is that? Yeah, that's one for chat to figure out. I've got to concentrate. I'm rubbish with maths. 27 minutes? Maybe. Okay. Yeah, I want a bit of a water pit before the log. And then have you jump maybe onto it. Actually, I did picture the log being a lot bigger, really. That might be too big. Actually, no, it's not. Because if you imagine, if it's an actual frog, then it's gonna be huge in comparison to the frog. So, yeah. I don't think it's really too big. I just hope that the texture resolution will hold up with that sort of scale. Yeah. Right. I had to read chat, sorry. It's probably enough. I'll read chat very soon. Okay, just going to unwrap this bit. Oh, that's individual origins. Hold on. Didn't mean to do that. Pivot. Location. Looks okay. Looks fine, I guess. Oh, okay. Right. Right. 37.
No, more than that. My hero! Hero!
Oh yes, off by 10. XG. Hi. Yes, hello Code Monkey, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Good evening. We're doing some development work. Yeah. This project is still in its infancy, to put it lightly. It's just to give you a quick rundown. I just started it back in October 2020 as a sort of test bed for me to learn coding, things like that. I still am a complete novice at coding, and yeah, not a lot of knowledge at all about it. So yeah, it's not certain if this project is ever going to see, well, it's ever going to be finished, because I don't have a lot of time to work. Don't have any time to work on it currently, really, aside from this one stream now. So yeah, I hope that someday in the future it's going to go somewhere, but yeah, not in the foreseeable future at the very least. Just so you know. I just thought it'd be fun to do a Blender stream for once. Okay. This is an N64 inspired 3D platformer. Not your traditional 3D platform, but yeah, a 3D platformer nonetheless. Okay. Don't mind the music in the background, by the way, if you can hear that. If not, never mind, I even said this, but if you can hear music, please never mind that. I can hear a train. IRL. Okay, that's a bit wrong, hold on. This is the correct orientation, give or take. How are you handling this heat wave, Cold Monkey? Excellent question. Right, okay. Yeah. That's sort of okay. That is what we aim for. Right, that's okay for now. I'm gonna add a second object to this, like a little branch that comes out of it, because that's what tree trunks look like. And I know it's the wrong material still. How does this look from down below? If it was angled a bit more toward you when you come through here. I don't know actually. Don't know if it should bend around like that. Maybe this is gonna look best actually. Anyway, I again did the wrong thing. Let's shade smooth, please. Then clear sharp. Delete the rear face because you're never gonna see that. And yeah, that's fine. This is gonna be the cross section. Yeah. Yeah. Looks fine, I guess. Good choice. Yeah, I agree. Thank you for agreeing as well. I'm glad you're also of that opinion. Yeah, I do value opinions. Like if you have any suggestions on oh, this would actually look good if it was like this. I mean, it can be difficult to describe, I know, especially if it's 3D stuff. can be difficult to describe, can be tricky to describe, but yeah. Still, if there's anything that you, yeah, as I said, like suggestions or opinions are welcome, just generally speaking. Just as something to take into consideration at least. Hey, this needs to be re-unwrapped still. Well, or at least scaled into place, yeah. That's fine enough. That's a bit, hold on, that's a bit odd. Survey, hold on. Why is it cut through the log? Please, I'm trying to cut this. I don't want to. That is so bizarre. Hold on, I'll quickly hide that. Try again. Do you know what? I don't know why that doesn't work, but easy fix. Like that. Might be better anyway. Anyway. I'll rechat very soon. Now this should be... Cliff to grass 180. Let's just try the regular cliff to grass, I guess. I don't know. It's been ages since I did that. Set up all this. And this should be dirt to... dirt to cliff. Motorcycle got nicked again. Right. Now if I switch to Unity, things may break a bit because there's new materials with the wood stuff involved here, so... Oh, actually it's fine. Wow. I just need to add more, like, my own custom materials for this. Where was the wood material? I don't know. Was it daub? Wasn't daub. Would have been wattle. I don't know now. Let's just call this tree wood. I may move this somewhere else. Oh, there's the wood down there. I'll actually call it wood tree. I may rename some stuff here still. I'll do cross section. There we go. And then also change the import settings here. Just gonna quickly check what these were. Okay. No compression, 64. Linear. What else is different? I think that's it, actually, yeah. Right. Let's assign that, and I'll read chat. Well, this might be a bit... I might need a different material for this for it to look better. Right, okay.
Okay, well, frog should be neon pink with huge fake eyelashes and a bow on the head to make sure people know it's a girl. Disney logic. It's not meant to be a girl though. Yes, I know, Froggo's a boy, joke. Okay, sorry. Yes, no, Froggo's a boy, joking.
I mean, certain frog species do change their reproduction roles as needed. Yes, in a 100% natural environment.
Fish, too.
Including clownfish, funnily enough.
Wink. Exactly.
I first learned about the frogs doing that from Jurassic Park. When I then later learned about from more scientific sources.
Jurassic Park is not scientific.
XD.
Yeah, I appreciate this suggestion. I do appreciate it. Doesn't mean I'm gonna go with it, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Okay, let's do vertex lit. I'm thinking, or diffuse maybe. Which one did he use for other stuff when it didn't use the flat face one? Bark. What is this? This vertex lit. Yeah, okay, that's fine then. That's fine. Vertex lit is good. Oh, actually, did make a bark texture already. Oh, it's literally used right here. Okay, well, I guess, yeah. Sure. That's fine. Okay. It's a dramatized documentary.
It was a joke, please don't.
Fine. Yeah, so I want some more water in here. Definitely. I say definitely. I don't know if it's actually that definite, but I do want water, to be fair. Just a little bit. To jump onto the log, possibly. Yeah. Can I actually reach, like, how far can I jump? I might just jump onto here and then just fall down. I may need to adjust the position of the log slightly. Play maximized. No, just play focused. Now I'll just quickly move the player to where it's supposed to be for the test, because that's gonna take ages otherwise. Sorry. Wait, why did that not work? Why did that not work? Oh, I moved the NPC. Sorry. I moved Fred by mistake. Where is he? Hold on. Player. There we are. I thought he was a bit close to be the player. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Right, here we are. Okay. So we might actually reach the top of the log. Not quite. Actually, I was correct in my first sort of estimate. Yeah, log needs to be removed further down, definitely. Or smaller. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Here we are. Okay, so log, please cooperate. Sorry. Chat. Also, brief discussion. The new TADC actually made me somewhat like Jax. Opinion on the episode? God grabs the wrong person. Whoops. Yeah. 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 It did make Jax more likable. I find, at least. It was interesting. I only saw it once so far, just this morning. It literally came out midnight tonight. Yeah. So I don't have like all the lines in my head right now, like everything was mentioned. But yeah. I also saw Kevin Temmer's behind the scenes video and the scenes that he animated. It was fun to see. Okay, how do I properly incorporate this log on the terrain? Now this can't really be, I don't know. I'm not going to bother with the texture right now because that's just going to bog me down and just going to be, that's just going to take ages. One moment. Just want to incorporate the log properly into the scenery. Let's merge that. It's meant to look like it's fallen down, but if I make this like a cliffy, stony texture, it doesn't really look like it, like the ground collapsed for the log. It just looks like it just happened to neatly fall into a log-shaped hole, if that makes sense. Which, I don't know if that's really what I want it to look like. Also, the log's kind of in the way currently. That bit's fine for now. Yeah, you won't see that anyway down there. Don't even need that face actually, do I? No, I don't, but actually, let's get rid of these and then let's just adjust the geometry a little bit so yeah, there's no seams, basically, is what I'm saying. That's fine. That's totally fine. Chat, sorry. Very quickly. Unfortunately, it's gonna put fire on the shipping fire for Pomni and Jax. Blah. Wood on the shipping fire, I guess. Yeah. I've only seen the first episode, and I just found the cheap plastic from early learning center aesthetic too unappealing for me to enjoy watching more. I get that there's a lot of good in it, and usually graphics don't play that big a role whether I'll continue watching or not, but in this case I just couldn't enjoy it. But it was nice to see more Agatha and Jack's sibling dynamic, arguing over a friend who she likes best. Yeah. Should have a second one, because yeah, not a good reason to not give it a try, in my opinion. No pressure, of course, but sounds kind of not good of a reason. Put fuel, damn it.
Does the aesthetic change in the second episode?
It's different adventures with different locations. Yeah, I mean the circus, the tent, basically, the hub world of the circus that has this cheap plastic look. That does sort of, like, the setting does stay. The lighting improves a lot in the episodes. Like, with each episode, this location looks better, I find. Especially in the last one, it looks a lot better and a lot more pleasing to the eyes. Just for me, at least, it looks a lot more pleasant to look at with the lighting in the fifth episode. Now, also before a bit, but especially with the fifth one. And like the main core of the episodes aren't in that location. They are special. They are separate adventures, like in a video game world, where, hey, do this now. All the characters get thrust into this sort of game within a game sort of quest, and that stuff does look different. So I get that is. I mean, that's when I first saw the pilot episode. That was also an aspect I didn't really like. It was like, to the eyes, it is a bit grating. I found like extremely saturated colors. Just to me personally, not that appealing. But yeah, the second episode I definitely enjoyed a lot more than the first. And yeah, there are a lot of good parts to the show. I found, but yeah, that's why I've kept coming back to it, despite the pilot episode having like primarily this art style, or the location of it at least. But yeah, it's just personal taste, really. But yeah, I do think it's worth giving another shot. Maybe watching the second episode. Yeah, I think it is likely that you'll enjoy the show. Well, at least enjoy the second episode. I think that is likely. I don't know, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. But I think it's more likely that you'll enjoy the second episode than the pilot. That's what I'm saying. I guess, just my guess, but who knows if that's accurate. Okay, yeah, we may need the sort of grass to dirt transition. Where is it? Dirt to grass. Hey, what's this? Oof. What have we got selected? Oh, it's this. Why? We've got that selected. Didn't mean to do that. Okay.
Third one is in a haunted mansion. No playroom aesthetic at all. First episode is the only one where it's focused in the circus.
Huh. From that episode, I got the impression that the whole thing was going to be set in that, well, setting.
Tisk, shame on you. No, give it another shot. Fourth episode's dog poop, though, I will admit that. Not a fan of Gangle, not one little bit.
Yeah, to each their own, I guess. All the characters have their fans, but yeah. I'd still recommend watching it. If you do decide to give it another shot and watch the second episode, and are then interested enough to watch the third one, I wouldn't skip the fourth one. Yeah, it's like set at a fast food place. Yes, it is. Just as a spoiler, it's not much of a spoiler, but yeah, like I still like the episode. It does have some good parts to it. There are definitely better episodes. I think it's probably the weakest episode out of them all. Apart, well, I don't know. I don't know if I haven't thought that through that much, but I mean the pilot just visually. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't skip the fourth episode just on the basis of that. Just, yeah, I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah. I basically meant if you're interested enough to watch the show up until that point, I would recommend watching the 4th episode at least once, and then to form your own judgment of it. But yeah, you know it yourself. Okay, this looks a lot better now. It looks like it's carved its way through the grass, or like a soggy marshland floor sort of, and it fell down into there. That looks better. Hold on. Yeah, it's not set in the hub world. Like it's like the location of the pilot is basically the hub world for all the adventures, where episodes generally, pretty much always, for now at least, start and end in the tent in the circus, which has this aesthetic. But the actual cores of the episode, like the actual episodes, most of the time, the majority of the episode, I mean, takes place in a world, and then it sometimes cuts back to the tent. But yeah, even the tent itself looks a lot better in the later episodes, I find. But yeah, Kinger, number one boy. In my opinion, here's my episode rankings from worst to best. So, worst first. If the aesthetic changes, I might have a look at episode 2, because I did enjoy Ragatha's character. Yeah. Episode 4, episode 1, episode 2, episode 5, episode 3. There you go. Ragatha is number 1 girl. I love Gummy Goo though, so in terms of characters, episode 2 is best. Yeah. Just off the cuff, I would say worst to best. I'm gonna say, well, I don't know. I don't want to. I was supposed to stream something here. I'm all for conversation. I'm enjoying it a lot, but if I was to rank them, I don't know. I don't want to spend my time doing that and then not doing anything for the rest of the stream, because I don't know if I'll stream this again. At least that soon. I don't know yet, so I don't really want to spend the time I do have now on this, even though it is interesting. I might post my ranking off stream afterwards. I don't know yet. Also, this is a bit wrong. Hold on. Why did I not extend that? And yeah, the voice acting in the show is really good, I find. It's really good. It's got Michael Kovac in it. Not sure it's pronounced exactly. I've heard both pronunciations. Who also voiced Angel Dust in the Has-Been Hotel pilot, of course. Not the show, the pilot. He also voiced N in Murder Drones. He also voiced Rocky in Lackadaisy, and quite a few more characters too. Yeah, it's got him in it as Jax, and great voice actors, really. Just for all the characters, there's not a single one where I'd say voice acting's not really that good there. I mean, it's like really professionally made. And yeah, 3D animation. That's the bit that drew me in initially. Just how, I think the first thing I saw about it was Kevin Temer's video on it, where he posted, actually I'm not sure now, but that was one of the first things I saw about it. I might have watched the pilot before, I don't know exactly. But one of the first things I saw about it was Kevin Timmer's video on behind the scenes animating the characters, and like the complex rigging and stuff, like the character rigs, and it's just like that part of it is really well made and thought out, and it works really well in the like being animatable and stuff like that, and like all the face distortions and stuff. It's like, it's really good. Yeah. I know that isn't enough to make a good show, but it does help a lot, I find. Like, that is a part of it that I really enjoy seeing. Okay, that is a bit weird. Okay, I might... Oh, that's a bit weird. Yeah. Because if the entire thing was just set in the circus, I don't know if I would have stuck around for all the episodes. If the visual art style had stayed the exact same, and it was just like this plasticky toy box sort of feel to it. I'm not the biggest fan of that personally. And there is that, to some extent, that is the point. It's supposed to look uncomfortable, and you're supposed to emphasize with the characters that are stuck there and can't exit the world apart from going into adventures every now and then going back into the world, not being able to completely exit it. So from that aspect alone, they do achieve that really well. But yeah, it's called also an aspect of what the viewer enjoys. But yeah, I don't know. I should rechat some more. Also, this needs to. I just need to change the materials slightly. I'll rechat soon. That's a bit wrong. I don't know. Maybe I should have just left it as it was. You're not going to see that anyway, to be fair. Yeah, and there's supposed to be like a path continuing on this flat bit up here. Eventually. Check with this again. So it curves up a bit and then yeah. Okay. Yeah, like that is fairly okay, perhaps. Yeah. I might use the dirt path from the initial starting area again. Might be good. But yeah, for now I'll just leave it grass. Actually, I might just make this part just the regular dirt texture, just so it's a bit easily visible. Yeah. easierly visible. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, for now that'll suffice. Yeah, look at that. That's already looks so much better. Chat. Sorry, let's chat.
Tisk, he doesn't want to talk to us, shared ass.
Teasing. Oh no.
Heartbreaking, honestly.
It is. What about community engagement? Eh? Sobbing.
Exactly, sob, sob.
How would cut that really long thin face in two? I think that's on the grass on the top, I think. I'll have a look. The one on the ground by the entrance to this area that goes over to the left as you come in. Then I have another edge going out from the corner of the wall. I'll have a look.
I thought you meant Kango with a long, thin face. Oh my god. I was gonna say, a bit rude there. You're gonna cut his face in two.
I have no appropriate emoji for what I want to emote as a reaction to that. I need the catalogue.
I want to see the characters go on that one super long spiral slide. Cause I want to go on it, sob.
Kango Fango. Don't know what the poly limit is for concave mesh colliders in Unity. If you do end up having issues, just split the mesh up into different objects into Blender. Yeah, that's a good idea. I did reach the limit once before. It was ages ago. What was that? Oh, there wasn't... Well, it wasn't a real limit, but that was... I remember that was with the... What made the human fall foot level. I had to split... I think you meant this face. Oh, this one? This one. Probably this one. Yeah, with the human fall foot level, I had to split... Well, I had to split it up. The streetcar, the tram model, I had to split that up into hundreds, dozens of tiny little meshes, so that I could use like the convex mesh colliders, and for it to still work properly, and you'd be able to enter the tram. That was quite wild, I will say. But yeah, it worked out in the end, and the tram like basically just rotated around a joint in the middle of the island, and it looked like it was going in circles, even though it was just rotating around one point, which I was really happy with. But yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, hello. Come on. Yeah, the slide, yes. I remember seeing that too, in the pilot, I think.
No splash sound.
It does have one.
No, you meant... Sorry.
I didn't mean that face, but I meant to have an edge going across the alcove, so that a right angle to corner on the wall.
No, you mean Kanga's face, don't lie.
So the faces of the alcove are more rectangular, not so stretched. That's fair. I'll have a look at that soon. I quickly want to see what it looks like in game. Go over here. There's the log. Jump on it. On the log, there's invisible colliders here, so you can't actually... Actually, are they already here? Yes, they are. Yeah, and they kind of trapped down here. Sort of. I don't know how restrictive I want to make that. Anyway. Jump off. And there's supposed to be like shrubs and woodland here for the first time, like properly in the shrubs and woodland, not just above it. This might be a bit of a long path, actually, to come to think of it. It's very wide and it's very long. I think it's far too long, actually. This isn't that interesting. I think it even exits the sky sphere, does it? Yes, it does. Come on. Okay, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's far too long. that path. I suppose you don't really see it, so it doesn't matter much. Yeah.
It would be nice to have different stones of flowers to see on the path. Gives a reason for it being so long.
Yeah, I mean, it's not done at all. You're right. Sorry, it's from Glenda version, I think. I have got some flowers and things. Flora. Right here. I've got the cattails, like the 3D model cattails. I've got the bare ones without the things on the top. Clover, non-flowering clover. Dandelion leaves, dandelion like that. Dandelion seed head, dandelion. Grass plant. Lily pad, which is a platform thing. The reed and the reed bear. Yeah, so I've got all those flora items currently. You're right, I should really plant some to the sides there. But yeah, it was just like a first attempt. So the path should, yeah, also about this. Have the edge going across the alcove to right angle the corner of the wall. This face. Do you mean like that? Just to split it up basically like that. And then raise this up so it's... Is that correct? So it's not that really long stretched face? I think so. I think that's what he meant. Yes, like that, and have that edge going all the way across. Okay. Right. Yeah, sure. Maybe split that up as well. Yeah. Thank you for the suggestion. That is probably going to make the topology flow a lot better. Hey, that's not grass texture, is it? No, it's not. That's good. Okay, so yeah, this needs to be a lot less wide. Hold on. Shrink/fatten. Doesn't really work. Okay. Doesn't need to work. Actually, maybe if I don't have it here, but rather further up the log, so you have to go across the log, so sort of, that might be better. Actually, I might rip these faces off and then rip vertices. Sorry, rip. Does that work? I could just do that and then delete the other ones. Let's do that, just for easyality, I suppose. Okay, yeah, like that. I don't know if I want you to be able to look over there that much. It's gonna be the muddy pit back there. Huh. If I put some trees here, possibly. Yeah. I don't know, actually. Is that going to be better or not? Because I do want you to walk across the log. But I also don't want to have to, like, remove this view of it. I think rip only works on edges, I see. Yeah, so I would have had to cut across that, just that. Yeah, I didn't. I wasn't that concentrated, I admit. But yeah, that makes sense now. It totally does. Yeah, I'm gonna try something. Just gonna try to make the path narrower. Actually, I'll do this one. Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, it's 10 past now. I should have ended ages ago. I will do soon. Yeah, it's far too long, the path. It's far too long, far too uninteresting, and I never intended it to be that long anyway, so. Yeah, that kind of works. It's a lot better if it's not that wide, especially if it's supposed to be in the forest. You gotta feel a lot more enclosed. In a good way. If it isn't that wide. Right, okay, I think that's gonna improve things. I think it's just far too low down still. Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. Looks sort of like a mudslide almost. Yeah, this has to cut across, cut over here as well, kind of. Did that work properly? I guess it did, yeah, but this needs to be hidden. Yeah, I don't know if that makes it better or not. Do I have to cut across all the way? Also, there's another message, sorry. Yeah, it's like that, and off the edge. Yeah, sorry. I just missed one message. Maybe a little stream of water flowing down the side, so when it goes downhill, you can slide. I don't know how that'd be coded, but could be fun. I don't know. That's a good idea. I also don't know how that could be coded. To be honest, your guess is as good as mine. But yeah, I appreciate the idea. Yeah, gonna. I did envision this to be like to have like actual 3D like pine trees or something lining the path here. Possibly a different ground texture if there's a better one. Like if I'm gonna make one that fits more, I mean. Yeah, and then we'll see if it needs any more stuff after that. I mean, I'll place some other plants along the side of the path still. I'll do that in Unity. See, that looks so much better. Oh, that's a bit broken. Leaves on the ground that when you jump, leaves come flat out. Leaf piles, that is. That's a good idea as well. I mean, currently the only trees I have, well, they're really only those 2D trees that are like right here. These 2D trees. And those are coniferous trees. If I want to go into the specifics of it, those are coniferous trees. So to have like leaf piles and stuff, like actual broadleaf piles, I would need to introduce broadleaf trees as well. which is an option definitely, and it may do that. But yeah, it's a nice idea. I like the particle effect idea with the where they fly out when you jump in. So yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna end very soon. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. A lot better. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, so dandelions, the leaves one. I might just have those line the path a bit. Well, also some others just for variety. Don't know if I'll leave them. Don't know if I'll leaf them here. Eventually, once all the other stuff's here, like the trees that I mentioned and stuff. I don't know if I might actually do some more floor items, possibly. Don't know when, but just as a thought process here. Maybe like that. Yeah, for now I might just leave. Actually, clover. We need to make the clover pass very quickly. But isn't the big tree where collectible will be a broadleaf tree, like a willow? Maybe rotate some of them. Good idea. And yes, you're right, actually. I did forget about that. It totally is a willow, or something similar at least. Rotate tools, use... Okay, here. Okay. Yeah, not used to this version of Unity that much. But yeah, you're totally right. But there's still, there'd need to be a broadleaf tree sort of where I'm placing the pile, because otherwise it wouldn't really make sense for there to be a pile there. Why is that? Hold on, what? Why is it like step movement? It's not meant to be. That's really strange. So I'll just disable that. Huh? Come on. How to disable snapping? It's very strange. Anyway, that'll suffice. Yeah, just place a few more clover bits and then... Because that tree is meant to be... Well, not this one, but the huge tree. It is meant to be a special thing. Or like some like swamp, some big swamp tree thing. Yeah, like... Yeah. I wouldn't want to just place more instances of that around, because that's just going to make it a lot less special, because I did model it for that bit specifically. But yeah, as a whole, I might, if it fits well with the idea I had for a specific part of the map, I am going to consider adding some regular broadleaf trees too. Actually, that looks actually really good, I think, with these grass plants. Really unique. Just a couple more clovers too. One moment. Oh, thumbnail. Yeah, we need the thumbnail still. Right. Okay. Is that enough? Maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Who knows? I'm just keeping going. Nah. One more. That's enough. Okay. Right. Maybe if I put the player here somewhere and then take a thumbnail. Maybe I actually have the log on there with that in the background, possibly. Well, we'll make our way over there while we chat. Oh, Amateur's going. Sorry. I did not notice. Right, I don't need to get going. Thank you for showing us your work. Bye-bye, Michu. Sail, fellas. Sorry? Sell. Smooches. See you in the skies tomorrow. Nadio. Yeah, sorry for missing that. Good night, if you're still here. I'm guessing you're not, but either way, good night. Thank you for coming. It's been great having you.
Hello?
Bye, Cell. Oh, yeah. It's so obvious. It's so obvious. Yeah, also these little icons, if you speak with someone, I did draw those as well. Like, I took the character models as a basis, but then I drew them sort of over that.
Hello?
Like that.
Why, who said that? Oh, hi little guy. Thank goodness you came, mate.
And all that. Yeah. Won't show all of that on stream. But yeah, just as a little taste. Yeah. Okay. So, going past here. Oh, this little rocky ridge. I need some more stuff in that little space. But yeah, that's fine. That's good so far. You can even jump on that. I'm not sure if I want that. I might angle that down a bit. I don't know yet. But yeah, jump out here. Yeah, it's a bit sideways here, but yeah, it's good for the most part. Yeah, I need some trees, of course, but yeah. Yeah, this could be a bit straighter too, but it's good. The tools are WER. Okay, thank you. Yep, good night. I don't know how the snapping thing works though, how to disable that. I don't mean more instances, I mean you've already introduced broadleaf trees. Yeah, I did get that. I did forget about that. But yeah, you're right. I just don't know if they fit in all the spaces. I was envisioning this part to be coniferous, so I don't know if the leaf pile would fit. But yeah, you're right, I did introduce them before. Hand-picked flowers then. Funny. Yeah, I guess. And jump over there. Yeah, it works well. I'm happy with that. Not entirely yet, because the trees aren't there yet, but yeah, it's good, it's nice. Don't know where for thumbnail, don't know how it's going to be best. Do want to take it here. How to disable the gizmos. That's fog. There we go. There it is, okay. Right. It's gonna be like that, the thumbnail. I might cheat a tiny bit and just rotate the player to not clip through the log. I should add that in the game naturally, so that if he does land, he does sort of adjust to that. But yeah, this might look better for the thumbnail. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Looks a lot better. Not currently possible in game, but still. Yeah, like that. I'll just take a picture like that, and then I can cut it out afterwards. But you can't really see the log, that's the thing. Huh. I don't know how you could really frame that well. Because even either like that, we can see, okay, there's a sort of log thing there, but you can't make anything out. Or it's like this, where everything's just tiny in the background. I don't know how it's best, how it best be framed. Also, coniferous trees, needles are in fact a type of leaf. Yeah, you could have a needle pile then. Looks like you can jump onto the top of the map from there. That's what the invisible walls are for. Silly me for not seeing them. No, he's not added them here yet. True. Yeah, that is actually just going to take a second. But yeah, I hope that the thumbnail is good enough. And yeah, there are going to be trees here anyway, so I don't know how close you'll be able to get to the invisible wall. But either way, yeah, it's a good thing to have in this game, in this context. Not generally in video games, but just in this particular context here. I do like the idea. And it is what old games did as well. If they didn't want you to get somewhere where they think you could realistically get to, just from the move set, they just wall it off with invisible walls, so it still gives the immersion, like the feeling of, oh, there's so much stuff back there, or at least the world continues at all, but then not actually having it continue that far and then just gating it off, basically saying, no, you're not supposed to go back there, please go back to where you're supposed to go, thank you. Yeah, that's basically invisible walls right there. Okay, so that should suffice. They should really go straight up, because if they're not straight, you might be able to grab onto them, which I don't want you. Well, I don't want you to land on an invisible wall and then be able to jump from that, like as ground. So, don't know if that's going to be good enough here, but you know what? For now, it's good enough. Sure. Okay, right. I think it's enough for now. I think with that downhill slant, you might be able to jump over the invisible wall from up the hill downwards. I mean, yeah, that's why I extended them upward, the invisible walls. But yeah. Thank you for reminding me. That is something I could have easily forgotten. I don't even know for sure if it's fixed now, but hopefully. Right, okay, sorted all those away. There's swamp fog. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, that's the swamp olive tree with those like teal colored olives. Of course, fictional. But yeah. Okay. Right. By the way, I did also make a pause screen, which isn't functional yet, but that is what I want it to look like. So, of course, it would sort of freeze the game in the background, or at least not make the player controllable in the background, and then if you pressed up or down or whatever, it would like go down and up like that. Which is like a classic style, sort of, also like late 90s 3D platformer style, sort of, which I'm a big fan of. I really like what that looks like. And of course, Project Froghop is just the working title. The game isn't actually planned to be called that, if it is to be finished one day in the future, maybe. That isn't the file name, at least. That's just working title. Anyway, yeah, so very quickly, just so we, the very last thing I'll do. And I can't see it yet. One second. Does that work? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, right. So. Gotta fill it in. So, very quickly. Let's do this. So we extended this upward. It's not 100% accurate, but yeah. Got this in, got the login. Haven't got the shrubs in yet. Don't know if they'll fit that well, but yeah. Look, we made some progress. Just a tiny bit of progress, but progress nonetheless. Look here, the log's in. It even looks exactly like this with the little branch sticking out. Yeah, great stuff. Okay, anyway, that's it for today. Again, I don't know if I'll stream this again in the near future. This might have just been a one-off stream. At least that is for now what it is. But yeah, we'll see if I stream this again or not. I probably won't have time to work on this off stream. That is, yeah, probably not. So we'll just see how it goes. Anyway, I'll quickly rechat one last time, and then say final goodbyes for now. And yeah, so very quickly. Yeah, I don't think you can jump over the invisible walls currently. I did. Yeah, I think they're tall enough probably, but I will test it at some point, and then if they're not tall enough, I can just easily extend them up a bit. Implemented pause menu, to do, implement pause feature. Exactly. I just designed the pause menu, but I haven't implemented it. Like I can't, it's not like I can press escape or whatever and then it comes up. No, I need to manually enable that canvas in Unity for it to be there. It can't be like summoned, I guess. That's not the right word, but you get what I mean. XC, painting it green. Good night, bye. Yes, exactly. Painting it green. Highlight that green highlighter. Lime highlighter thing. Cheerio. I'm to be IO. Hold on. Cheers series. Yes, Cheers, of course it is. 82 to 93, wow. Norm! Yes. Good evening, everybody. Norm! Yes. I remember, I've seen the show once. 10 years ago, I think. 11, maybe. Many years ago, for me at least. But I remember that running gag. Anyway, good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. I've had a lot of fun. Doing some Blender streaming, Aseprite for the very first time, streaming Aseprite, not using Aseprite, because all the textures in the game have been made with Aseprite, like all the sprites, textures. But yeah, and Blender, and Unity, it's been a lot of fun. So, with that being said, yeah, so, as I said, good night, everyone, and Shard, see you tomorrow, well, later today, tomorrow, however your time zone is, for your Sky, the Children of the Light live stream. Really looking forward to that. Anyway, good night, and I will be in voice chat for that, and yeah, see you soon. Good night. Face, yes. Good night. See us.